Good morning, fellow Forex traders, future and present degenerate gamblers. We are going to analyze the Forex market. I'm joking. We're going to look at the trades we're in. We're not analyzing shit. Probably look at the charts a little bit. We are currently looking at a US 30 trade that I've entered, and there's a reason I'm going to give this out for free today. This will be a slower trade. It's not happening in a minute and 30 seconds because right now, as of right now, the London market has closed 17 minutes ago. New York is still open until 5 p.m. and that London closure will slow down the market. However, you can see here, let me zoom in for myself, you can see here that around this area, when it dropped, is when we had the high impact, I want to say negative, high impact news in the US dollar, and US 30 came down. So I just scaled another buy trade into this. So what I'm saying is you could buy right now, US 30. Don't take my advice. I'm a degenerate gambling hack. I'll probably lose all my money and yours too. Okay. However, I believe this is a pretty good trade. Again, it's at a time of the day when the volume is slow and there is an area here of imbalance right in here that the price is going to need to move back into. And guess what? That's where my take profit is. I can give you some specific numbers. I just, and again, I normally don't give these out for free, but I'm gonna give it to you guys today. And I'm not saying this is gonna win. I have no idea. From my prediction, obviously my algorithm placed this trade and I scaled into it, right? Now, in fact, my algorithm didn't place the trade on this particular account we're looking at. I jumped into it manually, followed the exact same numbers. I'll show you what those are. You can see down here, I did a buy at 0.03, and this is a smaller account. And then it moved back against, and I did another buy at 0.01. And really, I'm jumping in, seeing how it affects my margin level percent. I'll actually show you here. I was around about 2,000% margin level, and I scaled in this additional 0.01 on the US 30, and it's a small account, $1,200. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I have not set any parameters on this second trade, but on the first one, if you want to see, I believe, let's go back to the chart. I believe this is a good buy area for US 30. Don't bid very much if you've never traded this before because it will ruin your entire day. However, right now, as far as parameters, I have my stop loss set at 39020 and my take profit set at 39260. I don't know if this is right? I mean, let's be real about this. Meaning it could go close to the take profit and back out. So what I do is I typically watch this and I go, you know what? I'm up at an amount that I like. I'm going to go ahead and close out. But these are the general posted parameters. You could enter this trade. Mark says I'm in it. Yes, this if you're obviously taking the high profit signals, you got this one this morning. I just thought I'd give this away as a random bonus at a time when the market is moving a little bit slow. I wouldn't want to do this at 9:30 Eastern time where I'm like, enter a buy. I'm like, oh, it's already took profit. Sorry. Right now it's going to be a little bit slow. If it works out, it's going to work out slowly, I believe, just because of the volume of the market. But you can see my later scale in here at 0.01 is up a little bit, and my original entry at 0.03 is still in a tiny little bit of drawdown, but pretty similar. I was just typically what I do is I let the signal tell me, I let my high profit auto trader signal tell me that I could enter, and I will look, I'll watch, because there's always some sort of little bit of a pullback, right? The tough thing with US 30 is that you can get in And if you're doing what I'm doing here in a slow time, going, well, I'm going to wait for a pullback, you ain't going to get a pullback. You got to enter and it just shoots, right? So that's why I'm giving this away. And we'll see. You know, do what you want. Take it on demo. Get a feel for it, especially if you've never traded. We're getting a little bit of profit now. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this while we're setting here. But those are the parameters, if you're interested at all. But yes, I don't know if I finished that thought. The people that are getting access to my high profit feed, they're in this trade already. It came out automatically. In this particular account, I didn't take it automatically. I manually entered it. And this is, you know, some tiny little live money account. We'll see what we can do. Also, this morning there was a you can't see it on the chart, but the gold trade that we went into, oh, and there you go, it's starting to go profitable. The gold trade we went into had slippage and a gap, I think, and it slipped and gapped to the stop loss. So we entered again, and due to the dynamics of the trade, there was a tiny little loss. Like you can see what happened here. It was about a $49 loss on this particular account. And that was just due to the market slipping and gapping and just jumping towards that take profit, or jumping towards the stop loss. And then we got into the account again and did some recovery. We can talk more about what we're really seeing here, but it's what you're seeing here is not really what you're seeing here. See if I can describe this. So my system will take the trade and then set one take profit, and then along the way it will grab take profit 1, take profit 2, and then the take profit that's here is actually take profit 3. But the lot size reduces each time. It does a partial close. That overall is a safe, secure, nice way to trade. What I like to do, and here comes a degenerate gambler tip, is I like to actually take these automated trades into my account at a low minimum lot size, and then I like to manually jump in, because what I want to do, you know, don't listen to me, I'm a gambling hack. I like to take the higher lot size that I'm going to go into on that particular account, and I like to hold it all the way until I feel like I got a big profit, and then manually get out. Okay, I don't get out in tiers on trades that I enter myself. I don't get out at take profit 1, take profit 2. I don't do partial closes. I let it go. So you'll find that it's just more profitable that way for me. It's the way I like to do it. I'm not suggesting you do that. And if it doesn't make sense, you know, you can ask the questions of if I'm saying it, if I'm even saying it properly, but it can seem convoluted. So we got a little bit of profit here. My microphone is all over the place this morning. All right. So what we're going to do is we'll pause. We'll go back into the accounts. We got some nice movement. Honestly, yesterday depressed me. I was like, what the hell? It's a Monday, like nothing. Well, I guess ended up yesterday being a unpublished bank holiday where the banks and the big funds like didn't trade anything. There was literally zero movement yesterday. And you know, now we're back into a little bit of movement. Like I said, I'd almost guarantee you they're waiting till the end of the week to move anything. Thursday, Friday being non-farm payroll. We'll see. So we'll come back to this. We're a little bit in profit. It's pushed up through the 2 trades that I scaled into. In fact, if you took it when I told you to, which you were probably somewhere down in here, you're probably looking pretty good right now. So we will come back to this. Let's go to the pause screen. Let me pull up my account list. And we'll jump into the free signals. Do a view of what's going on. Let's see here. All the way down here at the bottom of my list. So this is good. This is indicative of that NZD CAD that is just holding. And you can see it is headed towards the take profit. It's looking good. We're going to get there. We're going to get there slowly. If we go look at the chart, zoom out a little bit, you can see here the take profit is right here. and there's a little bit of resistance down here, but we are going there. That's where we're going. If you wanted to enter NZD CAD on the buy side right now and you weren't in it already, be a good time to do that. Be a damn good time to do that. Speaking of that, my recovery algorithm that would normally take over 1, 2, 3, 4 on this trade 5, and get us out in profit is, I think it's going to take a couple weeks of forward testing to absolutely perfect it, but just out of the box, I put it on 3 currency pairs Sunday night into Monday, and I actually put it on full blast Monday on 3 currency pairs. It closed out 1 pretty quick, got us out of the trade, and it's working on the next 2. It can't do much if there's no market movement. And right now we've got a little bit of market movement on NZD CAD and also NZD USD, but really not much else. And nothing else was, more than 5 deep against us anyway. So in terms of closed out, nothing overnight. Same thing for the total for the week. If you look back 7 days, nothing has closed. And then obviously over a month period, 155.27. So that just is indicative. That shows you that we just have no volume. No volume. I believe it's starting to come back though. And I think we're going to get back into some normalcy now that we're out of the holiday and bank holidays and all this other stuff. So pause. We'll go look at premium signals account. That would be 688. Let's see what's going on in premium. We've got, it's the exact same 3 trades, 2 currency pairs, 3 trades over 2 currency pairs. I will share this part with you. Nothing closed for the day. Week-wise on premium signals, so you can see a little bit more volume in premium just because I'm sending a higher volume of currency pairs, so $136 closed. And then we'll reach out to the month. 3,091 closed for the last 30 days. That's pretty good. If you're taking these signals, you bid what you want, right? That's pretty good given the fact that just in the last few days, last few days of last week, and then here we are Tuesday. First few days of this week is just a little slow. So let's pause that and we'll jump into the 10 pip hybrid. I'll show you what I did with this. I did a tiny little manipulation because of that NZD CAD. So let me pull it up on my end and then I will share with you. So the 10 pip hybrid, again, this is in beta still. It's a $10,000 account bidding I'd have to think about a 15x factor. Okay, 15 times 10 cents. So $1.50. 1,100 on the margin percent level. It got a little bit low. It was down to about 900. So what I did was we are trading a group, maybe group 3, maybe group 2, whatever. We're trading a group of pay. Listed those. And you can see NZD CAD starting to go profitable. In this group, there's NZD CAD, I think Euro something, and AUD Chief. And what I did was Euro closed last night. You can see here, Euro USD closed at a $29 profit. There were 3 trades. And what I did was I went into the system this morning and I said, even though we're trading, these 3 pairs, I said, no more Euro. If Euro USD trades again, I don't want it. So I just kind of turned that off. So we're inside of the 10 pip hybrid, we're only getting AUD CHF and NZD CAD until this NZD CAD moves and we get some volume. And that's very easy to do. That's not a major manipulation. The fact that this feed doesn't really even, I could handle more Euro USD trades, right? But I'm like, you know what? Let's just back off and give it some room, give it some breathing room. So that's looking really good. And I can pretty much guarantee that normally my recovery system, and I'm going to put this right on the main feed, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally we would start recovering right here and get out of this trade. Yes, that means we miss some of these profits. But if you go look at the auto feed, and we can do that, there have been all kinds of pairs that are closing out. So if we were just taking other pairs, but also what we're doing by getting out of these trades early is not saying, well, we're giving up all these, major profits. We're getting out of the emotional response of your margin level percent going down too low and it just freezing your account because you can't take any more trades, right? I'd rather let the volume continue and just get out a little bit earlier of something and let the volume take that over. So we'll see. That's my, I will let you know if I'm completely wrong and if that ends up not being favorable for what the market hands us. But we will see. I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. Next account. What are we going to look at? We're basically already looking at gold. Let's take a look at that because that slippage this morning really hit the account, really hit the gold trade. Nothing you can do about it, right? I believe this US 30 will be a nice recovery. So right here we are. Let me take a look at this. So right now, if you look, I'll share this with you. If you look, this is the main high profit auto feed. So that US 30, let's take a look at the chart real quick here. That US 30, that's the 4 hour. Let me zoom in a little bit. See how it's just kind of going sideways right there? And again, I am not a master future teller. I don't know what's going to happen with this trade, but it looks like a good slow trade to me. Probably going to go sideways for a while. This could go sideways all the way until the Asian session. And then again, we've got this imbalance area up here that the price at some point needs to move back to, right? Because the news pushed it out of there. And I shouldn't say the news pushed it out. The banks and the hedge funds pushed it out of there as an excuse for the high impact news. And they're all in drawdown. They're going to need to move it back. Pretty simple. So in terms of the history, here's the actual signal. This is an auto, right? But you can see the very first one because of it was when I look at the comment. I looked at the comment on the auto feed or on the auto trader high profit, and there was some sort of stop loss gap spread, something that happened really fast and just knocked that out. And then of course the system entered again, okay, and tried to recover that, and it did a little bit, right? So you'll see how that negative can scale up or down depending on what you bid, right? But remember, typically when this happens in the high profit feed, it will go jump into really almost as a necessity another trade, which it did, which were on this US 30. So as I'm watching the chart here, the only reason this looks like more drawdown than the other one is because obviously I bid a lot more, right? So that's it there. Let's see what other account we're looking at. So let's see. Not going to look at that. We can look at the challenge. I think all of that is just kind of going sideways. We'll glance at the challenge account real quick. The $3,000 to $100,000 challenge account. It's pretty much in those exact same trades, yeah. And it's struggling to keep up because I'm not really managing it too hard. 436% margin level. That's pretty low, right? But it is this NZD CAD, and then of course I'm adding a lot of trades. I'm adding insult to injury here, where I'm adding a lot of trades onto. I'm just going to let it play out. In terms of closure, it's closed one trade at $6.35, and for the week $78.84, and for the month minus $13.60. That's because remember I use this as a training kind of educational account. And I pushed the bid right to the ragged limit and then had to force some losses. So you can see my bids. My bid was at, I think, $1.50 on this tiny little account. Now I got it back to 50 cents. So that's playing out. The market's just doing. eventually with my new algorithm, you would not see these later trades. It wouldn't go this deep on us. The system's just not going to let it do that. And I'm bound determined to figure out that algorithm, and it's really not going to be that hard. All right, so pause. Let's see what we're looking at next. Let's see. We can come back to that. As far as, I'll glance at this real quick. We'll look at the main auto feed and just look at what has closed to kind of give you an example of what, the full system is pumping out. Right now, the full system is, in terms of volatility, it's the entire system at 0.01 lot size on 22 currency pairs. And I'm not saying we're in all 22, but what's valid right now is $163 drawdown. And here is closure. It closed $12 worth of 10-cent trades last night. Again, this is an auto feed. You bid what you want, right? This is not just a bot that you put on your account and it kind of gives you what you want, or it gives you what you get, right? You get what you want. You can turn on and off currency pairs. You can increase, decrease your bid, so on and so forth. Yeah, Mark said I entered manually on the gold re-entry as another trade and came out. I meant to. For some reason, I normally hear it notify me in the middle of the night. I slept hard last night and didn't hear it at all. So I just kind of got what I got. But yeah, I could have got out a little bit better. So, $163 drawdown for the system, $12 so far closed today out of 10-cent trades. You can see these are pretty good trades. I mean, there's a decent volume if you're taking everything. So you could technically have, if my algorithm works out pretty good and gets us out of those trades that go too far, that lock our account down, you could potentially bid more and also get more volume, because the volume is there if you're taking all of the currency pairs. So we'll see what plays out there. Let's go back and finish out by looking at this US 30 trade that I was talking about, everybody could get into. So it's looking good on my account. Remember, I'm bidding less than that other one that we've seen as in drawdown. Exact same trade. And you can see now, as we're looking at it, it has moved above both of the trade entries. So looking good. This is a small account. It's up $10 right now. I have no problem with that. And as it runs, this will probably make up for any kind of me oversleeping or sleeping hard and missing out on a few dollar loss on this particular account, which is, if go look at it, I got out at a minus 49.50. I'm getting a notification. Oh, you know what? The notification is my system saying that it's running, this US 30 is running in profit. So good stuff. Any questions? Because I think that's about it. Usual suspects in the live chat. Let's look. 6 very quiet people. Well, there's probably 3 quiet people. The other 3 are always the same people that are here. I think people just catch this because I'm seeing like 50 views on these lives. We're growing. I have not put any effort. I shouldn't say. I've put a very minimal effort into growing the group. I'm still trying to make it look like it fits pretty well. Let's take a look at something. I'll share my browser with you. Let's see. How about this one? I was looking at the news. You can see that it came out this morning. What's going on tomorrow? A lot of USD news in the morning, so maybe we'll get some good gold and US 30 trades on the high profit. And that would be Wednesday. This is Thursday. Again, another US dollar in the morning. I know they're waiting for all of this US dollar news to move the market. And then we got this CAD news and then US dollar news on Friday. I think that's when the NZD CAD is. We're gonna close out of that, so we'll see. Let's go look at something. I'm gonna pull this up here. So basically, I've built a portal off of the Discord group. And there's a lot of different thinking behind this. And this is basically the main post where it's, it says, this is why you're here. This is what I can do for you. This is what you should do next. But this is really the launching off point. I never really wanted to do this, but I'm kind of thinking big into the future. I know that the Discord menu can get really convoluted and there's a lot of stuff there. So I slowly moved everything over there. So for example, I had the swag shop. If you look in the Forex topics menu over here and you click swag shop, it will take you to a dedicated page, and obviously click on the image and it will take you to the dedicated page, because that's just the hierarchy of these WordPress websites. And then obviously a link over. As far as the FAQ, here's the major change that I made. So when you come here, it gives you, it links you to every answer and every FAQ. But if you just click this link at the top, it takes you to the main FAQ page where I'm basically organizing all of the questions, and we're really at the beginning here. It's much easier now because somebody can come to the FAQ page as opposed to that programming I had before. And if they say, is it dangerous for my account to not set a stop loss? If someone asks that question, I can then just give them the link in the browser and link directly to here. So just thought I'd show you guys that. Obviously the Vegas trip is a big thing on my mind. I'm really looking forward to this. I am going to do some serious gambling when I'm there. I don't know what serious, maybe you like $10,000 bankrolls, but I'm going to try to make X dollars per day. Again, I'm a degenerate gambler. My goal is to double the amount that I go into the casino with, and I'm pretty good at it. Like, yeah, I'll either be degenerate and lose everything, but I'm pretty good at doubling my money on craps, blackjack, and roulette. And I simply use a martingale strategy. I look at one of the simplest bids, like for example on craps. I look at the simplest bid, which is the pass line. So if it's a minimum bid of $15, I'll place $15 on there, roll. If I lose, I'll double it to 30. If I lose, I'll double it to 60. If I lose, I'll double it to 120. When I win at any one of those increases, I win back anything I've already lost and I make a profit. So it's the same thing on, and look at me talking about gambling. It's the same thing on, so that was craps, the same thing on blackjack, or 21, and the same thing on roulette. Just a simple bid. Obviously there's no simple bid on, or simple play on blackjack, but I'm telling you right now, I look at what the dealer has, and as long as if he has anything less than a 10 and the other card is not turned over yet, and I have a 12, I stay. Because if he has a 10 and I have 12, then I hit because he could have a 10 and a 10. So I'm like, well, if I only have 12, I'm not going to beat his 20, right? So it's really, really pretty simple. And if we come back to this here, and I'll finish out on this, you can see it's pulled back. The price is going to, like I said, this is slow. The price is going to go sideways. It just is. So that's kind of why I gave this trade away, because for someone, a beginner, could jump into this and it's not going to run really hard on them. So Bear Market Bull says, watching on TV, you can't comment. Okay, gotcha. Wow, I am on TV right now? I'm like a superstar. Denise says, excited for the new system. Derek says, can you please explain again how you decide when to enter manually? Yes. Listen to me carefully. A lot of different ways to do this. Here's one good solid paragraph of a way. So on my particular account, I go ahead and take the high profit signals at a minimum lot size, minimum for my account. It notifies me, ding, 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 I'm in a trade. And then what I do is I go in and I enter manually at a higher lot size. And I'll give you an example. Here's the numbers I use. So the trade that comes out is this. It gives a stop loss, it gives a take profit. So I enter manually at a higher lot size, set the stop loss that it's given me, set the take profit it's given me. And what's not going to happen, because I entered manually, is it's not going to move a certain percentage and do a partial close at TP1. It's not going to move a certain percentage and do a partial close at TP2. I'm going to get my main entry lot size all the way to the stop loss. I'm sorry. Yeah, all the way to the stop loss. All the way to the take profit. If I don't believe it's going to go to the take profit by looking at the RSI 4, okay, I get out when it taps the bottom or the top. So if I'm in a sell, when it taps the bottom of the RSI 4, I get out. There's probably more room to go. And sometimes it will push all the way to that final take profit. But I'm manually writing the take profit all of the way with my initial manual entry. Because you will make a little bit less, and it's more secure if you follow my system that goes ahead and sets a stop loss and a take profit. But and you can't see it on the chart, but it mathematically and manually takes a partial close at TP1, a partial close at TP2, and lets the final lot size run to the take profit. I'm just manually avoiding those partial take profits and writing my lot size a lot farther than it normally would. It's much safer to let the system do the partial closes at TP1, TP2, but I'm a degenerate gambler, and if you are too, I hope that makes sense. Again, these are experiences and complex things. I'm probably not using the perfect words to describe what I'm doing there, but the short answer is I look at what the system entered, I enter at a higher lot size, and instead of doing partial closers, I just go, you know what, I'm up $250 for the day, and although there's farther to go to the final take profit, we don't know if it's going to move that far. And a lot of times, if I'm in a sell and the RSI 4 comes down and touches the 15% line, even though has farther to go, I just get out. I'm like, you know what, that's as far as we're going to push, and I get out. And does my system always go to TP3? It doesn't always go to TP3. Probably 50 to 60% of the time. So Denise says, I was a craps dealer in Atlantic City. Denise, I got to call you. I have a question. If you don't mind, let me know if you got some time. It'd take 5 minutes or less. I got to call you. I have this one burning question about craps that I cannot get answered, and you'll laugh. It's the simplest thing. I've looked all over YouTube. I can't find it. So let me know when you get a couple minutes to talk. So we'll let this play out. Hopefully you entered. You're welcome for the free US 30 trade. And yeah, happy Tuesday. Finally got a little bit of movement here, and we'll get out of it this week. Get out of this NZD CAD this week at profit. And I'm pretty excited about the future moving forward. Derek says, degenerate gambler mode activated. Thanks. Okay, cool. All right, that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the group, and I will talk to you soon.